Well, hey guys, welcome to another video. I'm doing something a little different today. A lot of you that follow me on social media know that a lot of the cameras I find from thrift stores, garage sales, antique shops, and junk shops, and the like. And I wanted to talk a little bit about why I do what I do and why I'm always looking for this stuff. One of the most obvious reasons is it's awesome to find nice and cool and vintage cameras at a really good price. I've over the years that I've been doing this, I've had some really awesome finds that I've shared on social media, and it's just a really fun thing to do. It's really exciting when you walk into a thrift store and you see something on the shelf that is a desirable camera, or at least something that looks like it's even fun to shoot, even if it's not desirable. Some cheap plastic thing, ranging on up to like the high end stuff that I found. It's a fun thing to do, but more importantly than that, I feel like this stuff needs to be rescued. This is stuff that people have discarded, stuff that people want to throw away, things that people don't want anymore. Maybe they belong to family members that have passed, and they just don't see any significance with this stuff, and thus it ends up at a thrift shop. And I feel like this stuff needs to be rescued. It needs to be used. It needs to be pressed out into service and put out into the world. That's why I try to get my hands on as much stuff as possible. I think the stuff is fun to shoot, and I just want to make sure that it remains in service and it's not lost to history and not lost to a landfill somewhere. So anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about that and why I do it, and that's why I do it. Those are the big reasons why I do it. A lot of you have made comments about how you have no luck finding stuff at thrift stores. I'm going to put a link below. Nate Matos, Nate, I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but Nate from PD Exposures has made an awesome video with some tips on finding some good cameras at thrift stores like Goodwills and stuff. He makes a lot of valid points. I think that video is a couple of years old at this point, but still some great points in that video. Everything he says in that video is still pretty valid. I might follow up this video with some pointers of my own in the future, so subscribe, if you will, please. That would be great. But yeah, I'm going to save that for the future. What I wanted to do today, though, is share with you guys a score that I got from a thrift store today. I hope to inspire as many people out there to go out there and look for this stuff themselves. I love it when people find awesome stuff at thrift stores. I love it when they share it. I feel like this stuff is getting rescued, and that's my whole goal here. I want this stuff to get rescued. So anyway, I'm going to share my score with you today that I was especially excited about, so I'm going to dive right into it. Okay, so the first thing I found when I walked into that store on the shelf was this brick of gold and red. And a lot of people know that when they see that yellowish gold and red color, that it's something from Kodak, and that's exactly what I found. I found these 6 cartridges of Super 8 film. It's Kodachrome, so I can't develop it in color, but there are labs that will develop Kodachrome in black and white. So that's how I'm going to use this. I recently got a Super 8 camera from Joey at Awesome Cameras. You should check out his shop, by the way. His shop is always stocked with amazing cameras that he finds. I don't know where he finds this stuff. I think flea markets. I think just everywhere. He finds this stuff everywhere. And he finds the most amazing cameras, puts them up in his shop, and I will link Joey's shop below. Check him out because he's always contributing to the community. He makes these awesome merit badge patches too that are film photography based, so go check him out. But anyway, this Super 8 film, it's long expired. It was expired in 1977, a year before I was born. This stuff may very well be useless. But I'm going to shoot it anyway. I'm going to do some film tests, some exposure tests with this thing. I'm going to sacrifice one thing to test and then send that off to the lab to be developed in black and white. And we'll see how it goes. But anyway, this was $7. This particular thrift store, they mark things with certain color tags. Today, green tags were on sale for half off. So this was marked as $6.98 for $7, but it was half off because it was green tag. I got this thing for $350, so I can't really say no to 6 cartridges of Kodachrome Super 8. So moving on to the next thing, this Canon Sure Shot, also known as the Canon AF35M, also known as the Canon AutoBoy. Canon named their cameras, and they still do to this day, they name their cameras different things for different markets. I think it was Sure Shot in the United States market. I think it was the AutoBoy in Japan, and I think it was the AF35M in the European, basically the rest of the world. I could be mistaken. If I'm mistaken, comment below and take us all to school. Let us know. But I have some history with this camera. This is the camera that my dad had growing up. This was the family camera that we always had around the house, and we took on vacations and we took on trips. And I still have that camera that my dad had. So that's one of the few things I have of his. He passed some number of years ago, but I still have and cherish that camera. So I'm really excited that I found one of these today. I actually own a few of these. I have the original one from my family. I have one other that I found at some other thrift store somewhere, and I have this. I'm not sure if this thing works, but I'm going to put some batteries in it. It's awesome because it takes regular AA batteries, so that's really convenient that it takes regular AA batteries. One thing you should know about this camera is that it is a loud camera. It sounds like a chainsaw when the film advances. When the film rewinds, it's super loud, so just be aware you're not going to be a super stealthy street ninja with this camera. It's super loud. So, but that's this camera. I'm really happy that I found one. I hope it works. If it doesn't, it was $150 today, so that's not a whole lot of a loss. The next camera that I found, you're gonna laugh, but it's the Crayola 110. I put up a post on Instagram the other day asking people what kind of cameras they had growing up, and there was hundreds of well, not hundreds. I think there were, I don't know, maybe 100 or so comments, but there were at least 4 or 5 people that said that they had one of these Crayola 110s growing up. So when I saw this on the shelf, I couldn't say no to it. You know, it was $250, $5 marked down half off because it was green tag, so it was $250, and you know, such a fun little thing. No idea if it works. The shutter doesn't seem to be firing, but I'll play with that a little bit more later. Yeah, hopefully I can get it working. If not, it'll be a cool shelf piece for $250. You can't really go wrong. So you know, one of the things I really liked about people's comments on that post that I mentioned earlier on Instagram is that people talked about the cameras that they had as kids. People talked about the cameras that were given to them by family members, by their parents, grandparents, loved ones, and it was a lot of fun going down memory lane with these people. When I say these people, I mean you guys, because it's a lot of the same guys watching this, a lot of the same people watching this that follow me on Instagram. So, you know, going down memory lane with everybody, that's just a lot of fun. It was a lot of touching stories about cameras being passed down from loved ones. So, yeah, anyway, I'm getting off track here. Yeah, the Crayola 110. The coup de grace, the last thing that I found today, this was all at the same thrift shop, by the way, but this was the most exciting piece. I saw this leather case from afar, and I had never seen one with my own eyes, but I'd seen pictures of it on the internet, and many of you will recognize this case, but I'm going to show you what's inside. This case, by the way, is an amazing shape. It looks like hasn't seen a whole lot of use. It looks like it's been maybe hiding out in a closet for a couple of decades now because it's in great shape. It's still super smooth. No little bit of cracking on the strap there, but otherwise it's in amazing shape. But inside was a very beautiful Polaroid SX-70, a classic instant camera. It was marked at $50, and it was a green tag, so it was half off. It was $25, and you can't really say no. No idea if it works. I'm going to grab some film from the Impossible Project, and I'm going to load this thing up with film. I'm going to see if it works, and you know, if it doesn't work, whatever. It was $25. Make a great shelf piece. These are fairly easily repairable. Kyle over at Brooklyn Film Camera, they specialize in repairing these things. So I might, if it doesn't work, I might send it off to Kyle to be repaired. So who knows? But I mean, it's just in beautiful shape. The leatherette's in great shape. The metal, I hardly see any cosmetic problems with it, and I'm really excited to see if this thing works. So yeah, so that was my score today. I was super excited to show you guys. I'm not showing you guys this stuff to brag, but I am showing you guys this because I want you guys to be inspired to go out there, go to thrift stores, go to garage sales, estate sales, go to family members and friends, and find this stuff. Find this stuff that is destined for the trash bin, destined for a landfill, stuff that's just going to end up thrown away, and rescue this stuff. I feel like this stuff is just beautiful art and engineering, and it's meant to be used. It's meant to be loved, and we should all just collectively go out and find this stuff. So hopefully somebody is inspired by this. Go out and go look for some old film. Go out and go look for whatever you're into. There's so much treasure to be found at thrift stores and garage sales that a lot of this stuff going to waste would be a shame. So anyway, thanks for watching today, guys. I really appreciate you hanging with me and sitting through something a little different. And I'll see you guys next time.